What's up, y'all? Senior Cheesecake here, and today I want to talk about something that is widely thought about as a failure, but in my eyes was just not allowed to fully mature. I'm talking about the chaos story in Black Ops 4 Zombies. When speaking about BO4 Zombies, the conversation usually collapses into mechanics, difficulty, perk systems, which are all fair, all allowed, but underneath all that, there was a story quietly trying to take zombies somewhere new, and it didn't get to finish the trip. This is the Chaos storyline, and this is what we lost when it was abandoned. Why Chaos was lost? Let's get this part out of the way first, because the answer isn't complicated. Chaos didn't die because it was bad, it died because it existed at the wrong time. Black Ops 4 launched carrying two full zombies narratives at once: Aether, the legacy, the emotional debt, and Chaos, the experiment, the future-facing idea. That's not ambition though, that's split focus. And it wasn't just a narrative split focus, it was an emotional split focus. Players weren't just learning new systems, they were being asked to grieve one story while committing to a brand new one. At the same time, Treyarch was dealing with internal shakeups, shifting leadership, live service pressure, and a community that understandably wanted closure more than curiosity. Aether had 10 years of momentum. Chaos was asking players to trust in Treyarch once again. And when zombies needed stability most, Chaos basically became optional. So it wasn't cancelled because it lacked ideas, it was cancelled because it required patience in a moment that demanded certainty. What Chaos was actually trying to do. Here's the thing that gets lost in hindsight. Chaos wasn't trying to replace Aether. It wasn't trying to outdo timelines, dimensions, or cosmic science fiction. It was trying to reframe zombies. Aether asked, how do we fix reality once it's broken? Chaos asked, though, why do humans keep breaking things they were warned never to touch to begin with? Chaos was mythological, occult, ritual-driven. Its power wasn't technological progress, it was consequence. Knowledge didn't elevate you, artifacts didn't save you, they exposed you. And once you see it through that lens, the maps stop feeling random, they start feeling intentional. You can see that philosophy clearly mapped out, map by map. First up, we have Voyage of Despair, which represents hubris. Voyage of Despair gets remembered as messy, too big, too cramped, too many bosses. And mechanically, some of that criticism is fair, but narratively, it was doing something important. The Titanic isn't just a setting, it's a thesis. Humanity built something grand, declares it untouchable, and dares a universe to prove them wrong. Chaos opens with arrogance, with wealth, with class divide, with spectacle. First class survives longer, the lower decks suffer first. Even in the apocalypse, hierarchy persists, and the artifacts don't save anyone here, they accelerate the fall. That's the real opening statement of the Chaos story. This story isn't about heroicism, it's about entitlement. The belief that power exists to be used, not respected. Chaos immediately tells you these tools are not solutions, they're temptations, and Voyage punished you for believing otherwise. The next map we have is 9, which can be considered the judgment of blood. 9 basically flips the camera. Now the gods are watching us. The arena isn't about survival, it's about performance. Trials aren't rewards, they're rituals. You bleed, you endure, and if you entertain the gods long enough, you're allowed to live. 9 reframes zombies combat itself. Killing isn't resistance, it's participation. You're not fighting the system, you're feeding into it. 9 introduces one of the Chaos's story's most important ideas: violence as spectacle, survival as offering. And the unsettling part is this: the gods never promise mercy, only attention. This isn't science fiction, it's horror. It's ancient judgment wearing a modern UI. The next map in the Chaos story is Dead of the Night, which uses knowledge as a curse. Dead of the Night is where Chaos gets quiet. Libraries, secret societies, books that should never be opened. This map doesn't scream its themes, it whispers them. This is chaos saying curiosity isn't heroic, it's dangerous. Every monster here exists because someone learned too much, sought the truth without restraint, mistook knowledge for control. The evil isn't random, it's earned. Dead of the Night shifts chaos from spectacle to system, from gods to cults, from punishment to propagation. This is where chaos stops being episodic and starts becoming a worldview. This is where the story grows tendrils instead of explosions. The final map, rounding out the four, would be Ancient Evil, which represents fate and rebellion. Ancient Evil isn't a finale, it's a declaration. This is chaos at full clarity, mortals confronting gods, destiny exposed as a cage, power borrowed with interest. Medusa isn't just the villain here, she's a warning, a mortal elevated, corrupted, then weaponized by divine forces. She proves something terrifying. Divinity isn't sacred, it's structural, and structures can be broken. The ending doesn't resolve the story, though. It exposes the cycle. The gods aren't defeated. They're understood. Ancient Evil doesn't close the chaos story. It tells you where it was going in the future. The future chaos was building toward. Chaos wasn't working toward a neat ending. It was building a world. Expanded pantheons, artifacts as vectors, humans as catalysts, not heroes. A zombies mode rooted in mythology instead of machinery. In consequence instead of correction. Less save the universe, more you shouldn't have touched that to begin with. What survived? Chaos DNA in modern zombies. Here's the part people don't like to admit. Chaos didn't really disappear. It went underground. Modern zombies, especially in Black Ops 6, and what we're seeing hinted at in Beyond in Black Ops 7, this leans hard into demonology, ritual language, symbols, and ancient forces that aren't explained by science. Artifacts matter again. Objects change reality. Rituals replace devices. That's chaos philosophy. The language is different, sure, but the code of paint might be changing it some, but the bones, those are familiar. That doesn't mean chaos won. It means the ideas were too strong to be discarded completely. To me, chaos wasn't the wrong story. It was the right story at the wrong time. Zombies needed closure then, but it needs imagination now. And whether Treyarch ever says that name again or not, the path chaos carved is still being walked today. Quietly, carefully, like all good myths. Thank y'all very much for listening. This was Senior Cheesecakes. Y'all take care.